Hello, thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. And today we are looking at arithmetic and geometric sequence. This is arithmetic and geometric sequence part one. Let me go over it. Okay, so this is what we're doing. What I want you to understand is what an arithmetic sequence is and what a common difference is, and how do you find the common difference in the arithmetic sequence. So to determine whether a sequence is an arithmetic sequence, check for a common difference. So what an arithmetic sequence is when you take a number and you add the same number to it multiple times or just consistently, and it creates a sequence, and that sequence is arithmetic. The number that you keep adding to it is called the common difference. Okay, so let's take a look at our examples here. All right, we got -7 minus 3, sorry, -7, -3, 1, 5, and 9. Okay, in order to find it, what you want to do is take a look. If this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, fourth, and so on. Okay, and all you want to do is take the second minus the first and the third and minus the second and see if you get the same number. And you can repeat this if you like, to make sure the number is the same. So they took -7 and subtracted from -3. And when they do, they get +4. And then they took 1 and subtracted from -3. 1 and subtracted from -3. Okay. And when they did that, they get +4. And 5 minus 1 is 4. And 9 minus 5 is 4. So 4 is the number that we keep adding. And that's the common difference. And that's how you find it. Let's look at this one. So here's one where it's not. You do 6 minus 2, you get 4. But 18 minus 6, and you get 12. So it's not a common difference. Okay. All right, let's look at a couple of examples. All right, it says here, let me zoom out, determine whether each sequence could be an arithmetic sequence. If so, find the common difference. So what we want to do is the same procedure here. All right, we're doing 15 minus 3 and 27 minus 15 and see what we get. Okay, and when we do that, we get 12. So that checks. That is a common difference. All right, let's try number 2 here. I'm gonna zoom in. All right, 9 minus 3 and 27 minus 9. Well, 9 minus 3 is 6, and 27 minus 9, I don't know what number that is, but it is not 6, right? Okay, so this is not an arithmetic. You can kind of look at it, see how far it jumps, right? It's not adding the same number. All right, number 3. We're going to do 2 minus 10 and -6. Said -6. -6 minus 2. Okay. Here we get -8. And in here, same sign, find the sum, -8. So this checks. This is a arithmetic sequence. So that's the arithmetic sequence. Okay. The number that you keep adding, or the number you find when you subtract, is called the common difference. Okay, now let's look at geometric. Okay, geometric is similar to arithmetic, but instead of adding the same number, you're multiplying the same number. And that number that you keep multiplying is called a common ratio. Okay, so you know the difference is subtraction. Well, ratios is really division. So if we divide the second from the first and the third from the second, well, we get the same number. So that's what they did here. So you find the ratio pairs. That's what they call it. But really, it's just division. You can write it like this, or you can say 6 divided by -2, right? and you get -3. And that's the second minus or divided by the first. And then they did the third divided by the second, -18 divided by 6. Negative divided by a positive is a negative. 18 divided by 6 is 3. You get 3. You get the same number. And then they kept on doing it a couple more times. As you can see, you still get the same number. All right, let's take a look at a couple examples. Okay, so here we're going to do 12 divided by 6, and it's -6, so negative divided by a positive is a negative, and 12 divided by 6 is 2. Next, we're going to do 24, -24 divided by 12. Negative divided by a positive is a negative. 24 divided by 12 is also -2. And you can stop right there. And since you got the same ratio, then it is a geometric sequence. All right, let's look at number 2. All right, 9 divided by 3 is 3. 27 divided by 9 is 3. And this should look familiar because this is the one we said was not an arithmetic sequence. But it is a geometric sequence because when you divide, you get the same number. So that checks. All right, let's look at this last example. All right, we got 60 divided by 10 is 6. And then 110 divided by 60 is not 6, right? Does not equal 6, okay? So it's not the same. So this is not a geometric sequence, okay? So to recap, geometric sequence is ones where you are multiplying the same number, and that number is called the common ratio, and you find it by dividing the second from the first and the third from the second. Arithmetic sequence is a where you add the same number, and that number that you add is called the common difference, and you find it by subtracting the second from the first and the third from the second. Okay, so this is part 1 to my arithmetic and geometric video. Stay tuned for part 2, but for now, thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. Have a nice day.